Hello, Beacon of Light. Thank you for joining me here on another day or evening, or wherever you're at. And I hope you're doing well. And thank you for joining me again in this process of just going to different topics. And so today we'll be talking about why it's important to understand your contract with the person that you're with, especially with your significant other, like in my case, my husband. And as you can see, I have transitioned from saying the husband versus my husband. um, from, did I say that right? That I've transitioned from saying the husband to my husband. And it's because of understanding with where we're at in our contract with God. And so as that becomes stronger, your destiny and your walk with God becomes stronger, and then miracles and happens more, and then serendipities, and then things that happen in life will become more of a flow. And then you won't feel as if you're struggling in life, even though there will be struggles like in-laws. But we're all in this together, and it's all a learning lesson, and it's all we're just all in this together. We're not separate from one another in our relationship with God. And so yeah, things will start flowing and in the ways that it needs to happen. So yeah, why is it important to understand your contract? So it's so you can learn and grow and move on to the next level that you need to be, and really understand that the level with where you're at, that individual that you're in contract with, whether it's your spouse or your best friend or your business partner or some other individual, is going to grow you in an area that you need to be in the next level and chapter in your life, in the direction that God wants you to be. And so you'll be able to really understand how that is as you become more aware and awakened in that state. And why it's important to understand your contract with an individual, so there's no cycles that continue to keep going and going and going. You're like wondering, when is this going to end? Or like, when is this connection going to end? Because it's like tired of the repetitive cycles of trying to understand why you keep coming around in connection with that individual. And so then at a certain point, as you move on, you'll have this healing process, and this peace that really passes all understanding, that you've moved on in this higher state of growing, where you don't need that other individual to help you grow anymore, because you've bypassed in areas where you need to move on into other areas, kind of thing, per se. And so yeah, it's important to really understand where you're at and be aware in your ascension and your relationship with the other individual, because as you become more aware, you're actually becoming more transparent and vulnerable, and really understand who you are, and you see your limitations, and you really understand really with where they're at also, and you start to respect yourself more and respect the other individual. So as you respect yourself, you're reflecting in the angle of how you respect them also. You're going to mirror who you are to other individuals. So your contract is with other individuals reflects with where you're at. They're basically a mirror, and basically a reminder where you need to grow in that different areas where you need to be in the next chapter in your life and in your destiny in life. And the importance of really understanding that contract is also to not repeat the cycle, because as you repeat the cycle, you're actually disrespecting the spiritual growth of who you are, and the spiritual growth of the other individual. And as you repeat that cycle and not understanding, you're going to keep continuing repeating the cycle until you don't hit any more walls, is because you're going to be able to see through and really accept and heal what needs to be healed, and really move on into the next connection. I still like keep moving my glasses up. And anyway, so you're gonna be able to really accept who you are and have that deeper respect for yourself. As you're giving that, you're gonna show it with those that you meet and connect with. So then the cycle will stop, and it'll the repetitive cycle of how it continues to keep cycling back into your life is going to dissipate. I think that's the word, because English is my second language. Is going to like just wean out of your life. And even say if you move and you're moving away from those people and those contracts that you had with those individuals, that type of energy, that type of connections that you've had, it's going to come with you to the next state or the next town or wherever you moved across the planet. And it's not going to go away until whatever you need to work through is going to be healed and move forward to the next chapter in your life. Because it's the same thing as like, if you believe in past lives and you have connections with certain individuals, and say you died and you moved and your soul went into another century and another timeline, and you're actually going to connect with the same people, the same type of energies, and the same type of lessons until those lessons are broken and not broken, until those lessons are learned, so you can move on to the next lessons that you need to actually move into. Because God is molding you throughout those types of past lives and types of connections that you have. So those contracts are going to, the types of contracts that you have with different individuals, they're not going to go away until you've actually learned and moved on to. I'm sure you've like wondered why you keep meeting this one person in town and you haven't, say, you don't even have a connection with them, and you don't even know intuitively that you knew that person in another life where something needs to be resolved. And say, I don't know, something personal, like maybe you had lied to them multiple times that you were in a relationship with their spouse, kind of thing. And they didn't know, and they were your best friend. And something like that. Like, usually pretty traumatic when it comes to individuals that do end up sleeping with their best friend's friend, kind of thing, or their siblings spouse. It's like, I mean, it's not funny, but try not to laugh. I mean, I know it's not funny because I wouldn't be laughing if that happened to me. It happened to my husband. Actually, it happened to another husband too. When I was married the first time, they had mentioned their spouse slept with somebody they knew, a friend. Anyways, anyways, I hope they're doing okay right now. But anyways, so when it comes to contracts, it's good to know what your contract is and really learn from that, so you can move on to the next lesson in life and really accept and really bless them too, and know that everything was ordained, everything was orchestrated in the way it was supposed to. And don't be hard on yourself if you keep cycling around to the same person, and don't be hard on yourself if you're wondering when is it ever going to end, because you're tired of trying to learn, of trying to wonder what you need to learn. And yeah, try not to be hard on yourself, and just know that we're all in this together. You're not alone. And yeah. Anyways, contracts are important, and God wants us to grow. Anyways, I hope you have a good rest of the day and a good rest of the evening, and I'll talk to you soon, and God bless.